10 ways to trick your brain to stop translation in your native language. Yes, it's very important issue, and as you know, it is the year 2023 and 2024 is going to start, and I want to rectify, remove this problem from your life, because translation in your native language is just like a poison for your flow of conversation, because the listener will not listen you, he will lose his interest, you will only find out the searchable words, and you will get lost in searching, and whatever you want to convey, how important are you, is your message, how important is your talk, loses its essence. It is so detrimental, it's so dangerous for your communication. So, without any further ado, we have to move towards 10 solutions, 10 ways how to trick your brain, how to stop this translation process in English. How can we do that? So, the number one way is that you have to associate a strong connection with your target language and have to wire your brain with English language. You have to associate and familiarize your brain with target language of your everyday life. Now, how can you do that? You can do that by identifying the common objects around you. Now you have to connect a wire between you and your mother tongue, your native language, which is English language. For example, I would not say anything, but I would say that water. I would say it a book. I would say a pencil. Everything which I see around me, I would say it in English, in my target language, so that I can utilize the common situations, I can utilize the common everyday life with my target language, that is English language. Now, number two way to stop translation is very important, and how it is important? It is important that you have to use the phrases are the interesting combination of words that native speakers use often in TV shows and movies. It is very important because until and unless you produce them from your mouth, you can't be fluent in English. If you are shy and if you can't practice them in public, try to find some private space and then practice it, because you have to train your mouth and you have to train your brain to repeat the same things, because taking in or listening will not serve the purpose only. You have to actually produce, you have to be active while producing it through your mouth. This is very important. And now the third way to stop translation is that make situations from which you can't escape from using English language. I totally agree with some of the or most of the English learners that they can't live in an English community. They can't have the opportunity to have this community of English language. I totally agree with them. But how can you make situations? How can you create situations in which you can't escape except from using English language? You can have a room of your own, you can have a library hour, and you can devote 1 hour, and you have to totally restrict yourself, and describe to yourself and talk to yourself only in English. You will not use even a single word during that 1 hour. In this way, if you are capable to produce and to have such situations, you will be comfortable, you will be confident, and your brain will have a strong bondage, strong connection with your target language. And in this way, the intermingling The mixture of native language and English language will be of minimum nature. Minimum nature. And your English level and your familiarity with English will be enhanced so much that words will automatically flow to your mind, and your mind will give those words to your mouth to produce. Watch TV shows or movies without subtitles in your target language. I totally understand that reading subtitles can make you understand much better, but at this point, if you are too much busy in reading subtitles, you will not pay attention to the listening. So you have to involve all your senses, because if you are just reading the subtitles, your eyes will only be involved. But if you are not using the subtitles, your ears, your eyes will be involved, and your mind will be more receptive. Your mind will be more busy in understanding through the body language of the characters and the words they are using. And in this way, you are more active. And when you are more active in understanding the target language will automatically come to you, and you will feel more confident in using that language. Number 5, don't bring dictionary to your lesson. I know it is an electronic media, and it is an electronic age, modern age, and you have smartphones where you can carry electric or electronic dictionary with you, but it is very detrimental, and I found it is not helpful for the students. For example, you are in a conversation and you don't get the word, a suitable words for conveying your idea. You will say, just a moment please, I will look at up on the dictionary and I will tell you what the word is. For how many times? Please tell me, dear audience, for how many times will you say, just a moment please, I will look up at the dictionary? For how many times you will say, just a moment, just a moment? It will disturb the flow of your conversation. Instead of doing that, instead of looking up the word, the suitable word into the dictionary, you have to explain the situation. Yes, try to train your brain to explain the things. You can describe the characteristics of the things. If you want to describe a school and you don't find the appropriate word for school, you can say it is a place where teachers and students are together. Teachers teach the students, and there is a playground in its area, and it is a formal educational system. And in this way you can explain the characteristics of the things. Try to resist the dictionary every time, because it is not possible to look up for every word in the dictionary and every time say, just a moment please, just a moment please. Just imagine what would be the condition of your conversation, what would be the style of your conversation. Would it be an interesting or a boring conversation? Would the listener will interest in your conversation or lose the interest? No, you have to resist to take dictionary into your lesson. Number 6 way to stop translation is to get ready for default responses and train your brain to quick responses to the common questions. Yes, dear audience, it's the time to have quick responses to common questions. Like if someone says you, how are you? The quick answer should be, I am good. What about you? I am fantastic. It's good. I am boring today. How do you feel? If you are not able to act or to produce the common responses in a quick way, it means that you need practice. And there are so many videos on the common topics, on the common questions and common responses available on the YouTube. You have to seek information and you have to utilize that information. get ready and train your brain by memorizing all the common responses. In this way, these common or default responses will give you much more confidence to have in your conversation. Now, number 7, study materials without a translation in your native language, be it worksheets, textbooks, or audio form or video form. You have to select a video, an audio, a textbook, a worksheet without translation. You can seek those materials with simplified explanations of the words. It is much more important because all the educational videos, they have slow tone of voice, they explain you things in the most simple way, and they use the most simple words. They don't use the complicated words. So in order to have grip, in order to have a strong connection with your target language, with English language, you have to do this activity to have only the version of the things which don't have translation in your native language. Number 8, study phrases instead of single words. Yes, it is very suitable to study a bunch of words, because if you study a bunch of words, that will give you much more clarity and you will be much more able to learn words in the most comprehensible way, and you will retain the information instead of single words, because sometimes the single words, they don't have the appropriate retention in your brain. That's why you forget the words. Number 9 is do your daily activities in English where possible. For example, I am filming this video for Gul Knowledge Hub. What do I have to do tomorrow? In this way, you are connecting your daily life with English language, and you are familiarized with the verbs used in your daily life. This is very important because what we have to talk about, we have to talk about our daily life, and the verbs much more important. The verbs are trained in your mind to come out to your mouth. The next and the most important is that challenge yourself and use what you have learned. This is the gist. Now you have done all these 10 ways, but you have to utilize and you have to use what you have learned. And now how can you utilize? You can utilize them by associating the common life with your target language. Don't use dictionary every time. Try to explain the things. Study materials, whether it is English, whether it is a worksheet, whether it is a textbook, in your target language rather than native language. These are some of the views and ways, and if you do utilize these ways in 2024, your time will be saved, you will have a grip on your English language, and you will stop translational process in your brain, because translation is like a poison to your conversation. It loses or it disrupts the flow of conversation, and flow is much more important. There is no connection, there is no eye contact between the two speakers. When there is no eye contact, how the other speaker can take interest in your conversation? Because you are always searching for the words. If you are not searching for the words, you are confident, you are feeling comfortable, and you are explaining the things, you are taking the help of the other speaker, you will definitely improve a lot. It is a new year and you have to implement all these ways so that you can utilize them, and 2024 should be the year of your fluency, not the year of your regret. With this positive note, we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice